ourselves up for a playoff spot. Yeah, this game was kind of getting up off the turf and seeing what we could do to make sure we knocked Miami out. And we didn't ultimately do that. We didn't accomplish our goal of winning the game, but real proud of how our guys fought on both sides of the ball and how we played today. And listen, a lot of the times in the NFL, you don't play pretty games. I mean, that's how it should be. Like you got world-class players on both sides. Not every game has to look pretty. It can be tough and still be a good football game. And I thought that's kind of a lot of what happened today.
Joe, you went through a progression in Baltimore as a young player. Do you think this team, the next step is just kind of learning how to win these December games and kind of how to finish the season?
Yeah, I mean, I was talking on the radio about it. I think we have the pieces in place to be one of those teams. I mean, it didn't show this year. Like, you build a team to win in December, January, February. Like that's how you and I think when you build a team like that, it's not always going to be pretty. And I think the first step in that is usually getting your defense to turn the corner and become an elite defense. And I think you could see a lot of that from our defense this year. I think when we start to make a couple little adjustments on offense and do a couple little things to kind of turn the corner ourselves, I think you'll start to see a team that, it still might not look pretty every week, but it's about winning games late in the year, and I think that we have the foundation to kind of get that done. So I know it's tough to try to look for positives, when another season's coming to an end without a playoff spot, but that's the reality of it. Only one team wins a Super Bowl every year. It's more disappointing the later you win in the later you lose in the season. I think the fortunate thing here for guys is they have an opportunity to build something and be a part of something that's going to be special when they get it done. In Baltimore, we had a core group of veterans when I got there, and that this team didn't quite have until maybe this year a little bit. So they're different circumstances, different teams, and I think there's a lot of good guys in that locker room that are tough and know how to play football.
Joe, what's next for you in your football future?
Well, listen, man, I went out there today, and I honestly felt as good as I've ever felt. I know there's probably a lot of people out there that don't look at it that way and don't want to see it that way, but and when you're sitting on the bench and you're not playing football, it's not a lot of fun. It isn't, and it pulls your mind in a bunch of different directions. But every time you get back out on there, and every time you get back out in the practice field, and obviously on Sunday on the game field, I mean, it's so much fun, and so much fun to be out there with all those young guys and still doing the thing I love, and that's what I plan on doing and until, I've said it before. I'm going to do it as long as I can, and that's my plan. And we'll see what happens this offseason and what kind of opportunities there are wherever that is.
They said on the broadcast that your son had a Tyreek Hill jersey on.
Yeah. So I told him a couple months ago, my dad kind of made this promise to them that if I happen to be playing in Miami at the end of the year, because my second son happens to be they're all Tyreek Hill fans, obviously. I mean, who isn't? What kid isn't? But my dad promised them that, hey, if your dad's playing that last week, I'll take you down to Miami and we'll go see the game. And all of a sudden on Thursday, I'm like, hey man, I'm playing. I know you're picking them up for wrestling practice tonight, so when they get in the car, just a warning, they're going to give you hell about going to this Miami game. So they're I'm just giving you a heads up, whether you actually meant it or not. And he's like, oh man, no, he was all excited about it. He recruited my mom obviously to come help him out, or he wouldn't have been successful in his journey, I don't think. But I think that's awesome. I mean, how cool is that? To have that opportunity as a little kid to be on an NFL football field and watch your dad go against one of your favorite players, and I think it's awesome too. I felt very fortunate today to be able to introduce them and just see how happy they were, and it made me happy. I mean, I was excited to go play today, and that was part of the reason that I was so excited.
Okay. Thanks, Joe. Thanks, Joe.
Thank you.
Challenging to a foot race?
Yeah.